And we are live on Space Nights. Steven, great to see you. I'm Austin Heff. I'm controlling the Space Nights account. Steven, how are you?
Really good, man. Really good right now.
Steven Leonard of Knights 247. Gregg is also with us. We were actually talking in the pre-show. A great conversation that I knew we were going to have tonight, hence the title of the Space Portal Speculation Season. And looks like we got RBJ. RBJ, how are you, brother?
In a final right now, so I got to lock in.
Oh, damn. Look at this beast. My man, that's inspiring. He's here on Space Nights while taking a final. Shout out to RBJ. But
he is not.
Greg and I, he's lying.
God, I am. Steven, you can literally come in the room right now. I am.
But I literally just heard Blitz on.
There's this thing called multitasking.
Hell yeah, dude. I used to pull all-nighters and get things turned in the next day or study, but yeah, you got to take breaks.
Breaking news: Steven finds out the concept of multitasking.
I'm multitasking right now.
But so we were talking in the pre-show. We talked about Steven Leonard's article. You may know him. He writes for a website called 247, and he has a really good transfer portal tracker article.
Still hear you.
You didn't.
Okay. Okay. But there's a good Marlin tweet about not hitting the portal unless you have a plan. But Gregg brought up something interesting about the Instagram follows. Now, I've been down this road way too many times, being a Heat fan, Dolphins fan, like just a fan of professional sports teams. And I feel like the Damian Lillard thing is one thing, but that's just one of many different occurrences of social media trying to point me in a certain direction and pulling at my emotions. I feel like with social media follows and all that, I feel like it's fun to watch and it's good to see, but I've been burned too many times by that. I don't know about you guys. Like, do you think it's indicative of anything? Like, what do you guys think about the Instagram smoke with Grayson McCall and all the follows on Instagram?
Oh, buddy. Listen, I'm just ready for him to get on campus. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for him to get on campus, and then I am ready to tell generational lies about next year. That's all I'll say.
Now, I like Citronaut Juicer's post with the highlight tape. This dude has got size. He goes through reads. He's got
size,
speed,
experience.
Yeah, he's got a gun. Steven, do you have thoughts? Or Greg, actually, you just went off mute. Greg, do you have thoughts on what you're seeing from Grayson? What you know about him from Coastal Carolina?
I actually saw him in the Cure Bowl a couple years ago when they were here, and I was watching him before that because I was thinking about Coastal Carolina being my father. I call them the Fighting Chickens, and they're fun. They're a fun team to watch. And matter of fact, I think he may have played. He's been in college so long. He played against Blake. I mean, he's been there forever. He's a real smart kid. He doesn't throw a whole lot of picks. He has the ability to run, but he's not a runner. I think with Darren working with him, he could be one hell of a NFL prospect because he has the arm ability and the smarts.
No, and it's going to be one thing to watch. I mean, It's crazy seeing that on 3 tweet, which we should probably get up here somehow. Maybe Greg, you could find it. I know you saw that tweet. Just hit the share button and then hit add it to the space. But the fact that UCF is on a graphic with like USC, Oregon,
UCF
Ohio State.
Confirmed.
We're a blue blood now?
Yes, we are a blue blood.
Yeah, no, agendas need to be driven right now. We need to drive some agendas. That's the whole point of Space Nights.
Also,
Steven,
what's up with the trend of just like having quarterbacks that are very Christian and they wear the number 10? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that trend?
Are we going to have our third number 10 quarterback in the last like 5 years? I mean,
it may be a tradition now. We have to have a 10.
Do we just give 10 to every quarterback now from now on? Is this what we're going to do now?
Once they become QB1, we put a 0 behind them always.
They just become number 10.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I'm sure, you know, I consider KZ, pretty special. You know, he's got to be at least in your top 3 if you're a UCF fan all time. You know, you can make a strong case for number 1. I think the talent wise, it's him and Dante.
We all know who number 1 is, though, right?
Who?
What do you mean?
Blake?
Who?
Vic Penn. Am I close?
Rob Calabrese.
Obviously, guys, it's obviously Ryan Schneider, guys. Come on.
But
hey, Schneider was a hell of a quarterback.
He was. He was right before, I think, the Calabrese Godfrey era.
Yeah, but if you don't say Dante, I don't know what to tell you.
He paved the way, man. It's like when people say, "Oh, I hate the Beatles. I think they stink." It's like you think they stink, but without the Beatles, you know, there are a lot of artists and groups that may have never made it. So just like with Dante.
Sam said 10 stands for 1-0. Are we bringing go 1-0 every week now? Is this what we're doing now? We're doing this shit next year? We're bringing that back?
Yep, in all 3 phases.
Oh, God.
Wait, if you go 1-0 in 3 phases, shouldn't that be 3-0?
No, go 1-0.
No, because 1 times 1 times 1.
What if it's 1 times 1 divided by 0? Isn't that like, doesn't it break the calculator?
Time to go 1-0.
Yeah, no, that's fun for us to have that be the smoke as a Grayson McCall. I mean, sheesh. Like,
and I thought, like, because, like, I thought they were tripping when I first, because, like, when I first saw this on Twitter, I thought they were tripping. I was like, nah, there's no way. And then I looked at it, was like, this has to be a troll account. And then I looked, there was, like, a legit source behind it. I was like, oh, my God.
oh, Sam's hopping in. First time ever, Sam Del Valle. Real quick before Sam speaks, want to give 2 shout-outs. First, women's basketball, undefeated to start the year. Best start in program history. Year 2 of the Coach Messer era. Pretty special. And men's basketball was blowing out Jacksonville State last time I checked. So I want to give those 2 shout-outs to the favorite sport of mine that I played growing up and in high school. Sam, you cooked Buddy earlier on the timeline with your
God.
With your marker board skit. That was great.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was bored at work and I saw that tweet and I'm like, this is stupid. All right. Let's see. Let's cook.
But like Grayson McCall though, like yo.
If we land Grayson McCall, the amount of "we are so back" that is going to be flooding UCF Twitter is.
If he does commit, the minute he commits, I'm hosting his space.
I will be there no matter what.
Like we need to full court press this man. Like I'm so serious. Like how I've never seen UCF Twitter so united over a quarterback in a long time. Like in a long time.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I really do not think I've ever seen our Twitter united. Probably since KZ.
Remember the history of Space Nights, y'all? I think one of the biggest emergency spaces we ever did was the John Walker one. I think this could be up there with, if we get Grayson McCall, this is like, yeah, emergency space. Everyone just needs to get on Twitter and just freaking celebrate. That's going to be crazy if it happens.
See, it doesn't help that last night, randomly at 10 p.m., the UCF Twitter just tweeted, "Good evening," with the link to Kingdom NIL. Just when that smoke started blowing. I'm like, ooh, they know something.
Also, all the UCF players following Grayson and Grayson following back, and just that stuff. JRP even recruiting him. Like, I'm like, dog. Even JRP's recruiting.
Well, JRP knows him. They were Manning Passing Academy coaches together.
Damn.
And JRP is now a Knight for life.
I mean, he already was in my book. He really, I think he quieted the haters this year. And now that we could look back, I mean, it's not over. We got one more game, but I think he did a lot of quieting of the haters. You know, obviously the injury was very sad, and we're going to be playing the what if game forever, I think, about 2023. But I mean, if there's one thing about this season that you could be confident about, is that you saw JRP improve like crazy.
Yeah, no, that JRP is a leader. He's a true leader, even during his injury. I mean, the guy's an athlete, and you know, he's definitely like a Knight forever.
Now, it is kind of, and I agree, and it's going to be fun to have him always be connected to us, coming back and doing all the cool fan stuff. But we're looking at it like it's kind of scary getting a quarterback in a system for the first time and then throwing them out there, even with the experience. But then you look at the Penix situation and so many others. But I loved watching Penix this year. And yeah, I mean, you can go to a school 1 year, just go there
and make a tremendous impact. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that has me excited. You know, the fact that it's been very common.
Do you understand like how big if Grayson McCall comes here and he like completely balls the hell out? Do you understand like how huge that will be for us? Like, Grayson McCall comes here, let's just envision it right now, okay? We're just going off hypotheticals.
Florida gets blown out. Just saying.
Like, let's just envision it, right? Grayson McCall comes to UCF. RJ Harvey comes back. Kobe Hudson comes back. These are hypotheticals. We don't know this for sure yet, but oh God, I'm going into that game against Florida confident as hell.
I was hearing we actually got a bunch of new Kingdom subscribers last night. You know, not going to say numbers, but it was a good amount. And I know for a fact the person who tweeted that funny tweet about with the Kingdom link right when the smoke came out about Grayson was a guy named Julian Bright. Like, I'm going to see him probably soon, maybe this weekend, and be like,
cooks.
Yeah, this dude. I'm gonna give him that, you know, the finger pointer, like, he's sneaky. I see you. Yeah, it's a good time for sure. Good time. And you kind of need the dominoes to start falling, though, right? I mean, from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, he's the kind of player that can lead to other portal hits coming through, like delivering on others. Would that be something that would be true? I don't know too much about other schools. I know for us, you know, we got Kobe, then we got Javon. There were some dominoes there with some of these portal hits in the past, but I feel like this is one where if we can get this one, it could lead to others.
We may get some people from, you know, Coastal as well. I know there were a couple from Coastal that hit the portal that McCall was retweeting and commenting on. So you never know.
Definitely a fun time. I love speculation season. This has been a tradition on Space Nights. We've kind of made a name for being on here, and I'll never forget the night before John Walker committed. We were doing our regular Space Nights on a Wednesday night, and I was getting blown up in my messages because he was listening the night before he committed, and everyone's like, yo. And it was the ladies' night promotion night. I'm pretty sure we were talking or just recapping or something. And I remember someone asking me like, hey, can we not do this? I'm like, no, we're gonna do our normal. Like, we're not gonna like stand up straight and like
Right.
fix our tie, like
You know what
just
I'm
because
saying?
he's listening.
Yeah, I actually wanted to break something real quick.
Oh,
Miles Montgomery is going to be on a visit this week. He's a running back from Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Well, he's from but he's
Get the trolls ready. Get the
Wow.
trolls ready. Get the trolls ready. Get the trolls ready. Get the trolls ready.
You heard it here first. Before you tweeting, so you're gonna tweet it now, Steven?
Steven, I
When are
have
you
a
gonna
question for you about the
Oh, no, I'm
transfer
not
portal.
supposed to tell anyone that. I just wanted to drop it in here. You didn't hear that from
That
Okay,
wasn't
you did not
Steven.
hear from here. Okay, you did not hear from him. Remember that you did not hear from him. So like before y'all, yeah, you didn't hear from him.
Okay, Steven, I have a question for you about the transfer portal. Is it bad when your son enters the transfer portal?
It's going to be an awkward Christmas dinner at the Gundy household.
That's crazy. Is this the first transfer portal entry from like an offspring of a coach?
From a coach's son to leave his dad's team? I haven't seen it. Have you, Steven?
Cannot say that I've seen it.
Not yet, unless the Sanders.
I mean, technically, Shador entered the portal before Dion actually took the job. So technically,
That's a weird one because he obviously followed him to Colorado. So
Now, what I want to see is him take a visit to Oklahoma.
oh man, that would be God. As an Oklahoma State fan, I don't know how I would feel about
The whole
that.
state would blow up.
Oh man, and they said the rivalry is over. If he goes there, then it's obviously back on. That'd be nuts. I'd be scrolling through, looking at all the reactions. Yeah,
Yeah, man, this is just wow. What a week! Like, and it's only Wednesday. Like that's the crazy part, man. Like it's only Wednesday. I can't wait for this weekend. Now this is my last statement before I have to finish my final. But yeah, dog. We land Grayson McCall. Do you understand? There's going to be players that are going to follow, right? There's players in the portal that want to play with Grayson McCall.
it's crazy. Whoa. Look what Gus has built, man. A lot of Gus people who defend him, who criticize, but one thing you can't argue is that he's an insane recruiter. Period.
He recruits his ass off.
Yeah, he's kind of psycho in that sense, but in a good way.
Yeah, no, I've never denied it. That guy can recruit. Like
Whatever
he got
works.
some dogs.
Yeah, and the whole staff, it's like the synergy between him and the entire staff with recruiting. It's like everyone's on the same page, very organized and familial approach, treating everyone like family. Like it's incredible to watch. It should be studied, honestly, like how good and solid the staff is with Gus leading them with recruiting.
Yeah, listen. If we land Grayson and other big time people in the portal, like the Big 12 got to be on notice.
Got to get Gus back in Space Nights a little early. He told me when we went to FanFest, he's like, looks like we'll be doing this once a year. It's like we may need to do a victory parade if the portal season goes as well as we think it might. Give him his flowers, man. That'd be fun. It's interesting because, at quarterback throughout the year, we were pretty good. I think some of the issues we saw were with the defense at certain points, but it feels like there was a lot of correction of a lot of the issues we saw. It was kind of like basic stuff with tackling, and I feel like that got better throughout the year, especially towards the end.
It was on and off. I mean, it definitely got better, like towards like the end. I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due. Like those players, like especially in the Oklahoma State game, even in the Houston game, that defense really improved.
I mean, the Oklahoma State game, that might be the best. I mean, I don't want to be hyperbolic tonight.
No, you can. In my opinion, it was my favorite game I ever attended. That's my favorite game I ever
Yeah,
attended.
no. I mean, granted, the Cincinnati College game day one is up there, but you can't beat that. That just stays in its own little like bubble. But that
But like,
was
out of
the
all the
best
games
game.
I attended personally, that's my favorite game I've ever attended.
RBJ's new-ish to the scene. He grew up here.
Hey. Shh.
It's okay. We'll get a college game day back. Hopefully, the game before no one steals our
I
playbook.
think we're gonna get college game day in the next like 2 years. It's gonna happen.
But what I was getting at was that game, if you're thinking about the best defensive performances in UCF football history, I mean, that's got to be up there. Now, I think the Liberty Bowl, I think 2010 when we beat Georgia 10-6 was pretty special. Aaron Murray,
USF in 2014.
that's pretty special as well. Let's see. I did something funny earlier. I was reading their stupid wiki because I was like, how long has it been since they won a bowl game? It's probably been a long time.
Ooh.
And in 2019, we blew USF out and they fired Charlie Strong a couple days later. On the wiki, it said that they fired Charlie Strong a few days after losing to Central Florida. So I went and edited their Wikipedia for that sentence to now say UCF. Yeah, fun little thing.
You're not technically wrong.
Right. I'm like, you can't argue me on this. They're not going to ban my Wikipedia account. So, but yeah, that's the first time.
I just don't get the people that get like, all worked up over the Central Florida thing because like it's literally our school name. I really don't care.
No, I didn't have a problem with it either at all. I just like seeing it in a sentence. It's just like if you're going to put Central Florida, it'd be kind of nice to put the whole thing.
Yeah,
University of Central Florida.
Weird. Like I will never say Louisiana State because that's weird.
Right.
But it's just like I'm not gonna get worked up over it. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying?
No, it was a little funny thing that I just did on Wikipedia. It took me like 2 seconds. It was actually pretty funny. I like kind of chuckled. I was like, huh. I just edited USF's Wikipedia.
It's like those troll accounts that say, "Oh, Central Florida." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. That is our name."
Right.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, I never get worked up on Twitter. It's actually funny to see people get like mad. It's like, and then I'll start calling schools like Brigham Young and Texas Christian, and people are like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought this is what we were doing now. I thought this is like we're just all just doing that." What's up, KnightmarishJ? Good evening.
Hey, what's going on? Did somebody say Central Florida in here? Who wants to fight? Let's throw down.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
No, I'm playing. It doesn't bother me at all. It is what it is. It's in our name.
Right. Like I call UF Florida all the time, like just without even thinking. Like it's just easier to say than UF. I don't know.
I say Florida State a lot instead of FSU. I feel like that sounds better.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. It's fun times.
As a former, we'll speak on it. We definitely said Florida State more than FSU.
Yo, can we start the discussion though, like about them real quick since we're all here hanging out?
I'm down.
They deserve it.
I think they got robbed.
They got robbed. They got robbed.
Really?
I think they got robbed.
Beat Georgia and claim the national title. It would be so funny. Though.
I want them to do that so bad.
Yeah,
and it's funny because like I'm talking to like a bunch, like I still have like a bunch of FSU friends. They were like, "Dude, we will dead ass do it." Like,
they got to get number one on a major selector, though. That's the catch.
If Alabama beats Michigan and Texas beats Washington, and FSU beats Georgia, FSU would be the only one that's undefeated. But that's the problem. They have to beat Georgia. I honestly don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening either, but
opt-outs, portal hits, that's going to be difficult to overcome.
But
it wasn't
you guys
a problem.
also got to keep in mind, Georgia doesn't even want to be there either.
No, yeah, Georgia does not. Georgia's probably right now like our Auburn. They don't want to be there.
Yep.
And they're motivated.
I also I want to talk about this. This whole Auburn didn't want to be there narrative. Can we talk about how false that is? Like, it's already been disproven. Like, you can ask Cam Martin, you can ask Kerryon Johnson, you can ask all those other players. They wanted to be UCF.
100%. Kerryon Johnson was the SEC offensive player or offensive player of the year for the SEC that year, and he came out and said after the game we were motivated. So anybody who says that's
Shit,
bullshit.
let's ask the head man himself, Coach Malzahn. He's here right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
for
they
sure.
wanted to beat us. They wanted to beat us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do want to push back a little bit on the Florida State getting robbed. Now, obviously, going undefeated and not making the playoffs sucks. Who knows better? Who knows that better than we do? But when you look at the history, our situation, and 2018, we hadn't lost a game in forever. We had an injury. There was people saying we could have made it if KZ wasn't hurt. I get the Cardell Jones thing in 2014, but if I'm not mistaken, he played one game before the playoffs started. Cardell, I think it was the conference championship, and he played well, right?
They beat the absolute dog crap out of Wisconsin.
Right. So then you take FSU's third string. Now, granted, their backup Tate was going to be available apparently for the playoffs, which is why FSU fans were confused. He played well going into that game. The third stringer did not. Obviously, he played absolutely terrible against Louisville. So, yeah, when you take
their defense carried. I mean, like you saw that like that game, their defense should have been enough to make a case for them to get into the playoffs.
Definitely. It definitely should have made a case, but Bama played really good against a team that hasn't lost in a couple years. Then you got to put Texas in because they beat Bama. That's Bama's only loss. The whole thing is just insane. But
So
I think
So if you think that the CFP uses actual on-the-field metrics to determine the Final Four, then yes, Florida State got robbed. But we all know that's not the case. On-field performance, that committee is not looking at yards after carry or defense or whatever. They're looking at market shares and how much revenue is going to be generated, and that's the priority when they're figuring out who the last four are going to be. That's at the top of the list, not whose defense was better or anything like that. They don't care. It's a for-profit business.
No, and I mean, you're right. I mean, several tweets about, I know MH Ver3, the guy who has been fairly accurate on realignment stuff and leaks and rumors and all that. He said that the thing about the SEC getting into the playoffs was purely because they wanted to protect the SEC's value. The fact that the ACC got destabilized, that wasn't in their intention. That was just a bonus.
For sure.
yeah, and then Paul Feinbaum talking about how they're renegades. They were like trying to bully their way out of, or talk smack about the ACC and just being rude. But all in all, I think if Jordan Travis was healthy, we would not be having this conversation right now.
Okay, you know what's funny?
They'd be in guaranteed.
Even if Jordan Travis wasn't injured, they still would have let them out. Like
they
No
would have
way.
found
That's
one
not
reason.
possible.
They would have found one reason, just
No.
one
Yep.
reason.
because, like, bro,
I
they
disagree.
were planting the seeds even before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk Herbstreit, his prediction would, like, if Alabama won the SEC championship when Jordan Travis was still healthy, was that FSU would get left out.
Damn.
So what they would have done is they would have told somebody to do something quick and find some more dirt on
Yeah,
Michigan
it
for
was-
sign
it was-
stealing and drop Michigan.
Yeah,
No,
it was
I
raps
mean,
from the start. It was raps from the start, bro.
I feel like you can't leave the SEC champion out. Not gonna lie.
I feel like this is the year to like leave an SEC champion.
This would have been the year. And honestly, if
It would have been
Michigan,
here, but I just don't see a way that you go through an SEC schedule and get left out.
That's my thoughts. Just like, how do you just go through any Power 5 schedule, go undefeated, and still get left out?
I mean, look at the ACC this year. It was down.
The ACC was 7-4 against SEC teams this year.
That is great.
6-4.
That means nothing.
Look who Bama beat. Georgia hasn't lost in years. I feel like nobody's talking about
Yeah.
this. Like,
That was Georgia's first loss since they lost to Alabama in the conference championship of 2021.
that's
However,
insane.
did you see Georgia's schedule this year?
Yeah, they
Not
still
It was
a
rough.
tough road.
they still had to play
Tennessee Tech. Come
they
on,
still had
it's
to play a
Tennessee
bunch of
Tech.
SEC schools.
Their only test was Tennessee until the SEC championship. Well,
I
Tennessee
mean,
and Missouri.
they
Tennessee and
played
Missouri.
Ole Miss.
Tennessee, Missouri.
They played Ole Miss.
And you got to throw Ole Miss in there. They had a great year. They've been having pretty good runs with Lane. Speaking of Ole Miss, we're playing them in basketball, men's basketball this Sunday. Kingdom's doing an event starting at, I think,
Everybody go to
1:45.
Austin's birthday party.
Well, it's funny because Kingdom posted on Instagram they're doing an event. If you're an ambassador level, which I think is 25 a month or more, you get free food and free VIP seltzers, berry blasts at Burger U. And then I was like, oh, damn. So it's going to be fun. Yes, I'm doing my pregame. We're starting a little earlier because, why not? Then the Kingdom event. The Kingdom event starts at like around 2:00. I want to get there at 1:00, watch some football, NFL football, and have fun. My birthday is actually on Monday, but this is back to
semester. Let's go.
And Austin said he's buying everyone a beer when they show up for his birthday party.
Damn, I'm there.
My semester's over. Let's go.
Oh, you just submitted? Shout out RBJ.
I got 85.
Was that? There we go. Congrats. 85 is solid. Bees get degrees.
Is that 85 out of 1,000?
Hey, screw you.
Greg exists to piss us off, I think.
Time to crack open
Yep.
the Corona.
And
So-
however, to make you happy, I'm out of here because I'm up at 3 a.m. Have a good night, boys.
Where the
Good night,
Corona's
Greg.
at?
Go
Oh
Knights.
yeah, let's go.
Good night.
Charge off. You pop in a Corona. Wait, if you came to Space Nights Out, you have to say the magic word, RBJ.
Huh?
There was,
banana.
yeah. It's getting bananas in here.
It is.
Where's Mike with the bell? Ding, ding, ding. That was so funny. Is that Jason Clary? Is that Jason?
Austin the GOAT, what's up, dog?
Jason Clary.
What's good?
What's going on, brother?
I love that profile picture.
Thank you. Also, I've
Yeah.
Hard Knocks last night. That's the reference. Hugh Wang, Austin. I don't know if you saw it or not. But
I haven't seen in-season Hard Knocks at all for the Dolphins, unfortunately.
you will soon learn who Hugh Wang is.
That's awesome. Looking forward to tuning in for that. But we are, making our way through the off season. We got bowl game against Georgia Tech. Now, what's interesting is that
That's exciting, by the way. I think that's an exciting matchup.
More than Duke, honestly. But yes, very exciting.
why for both of you?
Why? Well, I mean, I think it's exciting more because one, it's not a matchup from last year. Like, if we just got a bowl matchup from last year again, that's kind of like, what I'm saying, whatever. I'm happy that it's a Power 5 opponent. I'm happy. Well, honestly, no. It is a rematch from last year. But anyways, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, I think it would be a more exciting matchup because, like, Duke had just lost their starting quarterback. They had, like, a lot of people entering the portal. They just lost their head coach. Georgia Tech is right now is a more formidable opponent than Duke. I think it's going to be a good game. You know what I'm saying? And it's a game in state. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. It's a Power 5 game in state.
I agree. I think that it's much more interesting and fun. It's much more fun matchup than just repeating Duke. I mean, it would have been an easy win too, and it would have just been too easy to get throw down 50 on Duke and just call it a day, especially at Gasparilla. I don't know what the hell was going on with the ACC in those bowl matchups.
I'm pushing the narrative that Miami ducked.
Yeah, they're I'm sorry. Miami had to have been trying to duck us because what the fuck was that matchup? Rutgers in the Pinstripe Bowl. I'm like, no, something had to happen.
I'm pushing the narrative Miami ducked.
I mean, Miami is one of the more valuable brands for bowl games. So the ACC, like one of the higher profile ACC games, picking them makes sense.
Do you know how much money that game would have made, though?
Do you know how much money that they're going to make in Yankee Stadium?
I was going to say, there's a pretty probably a pretty large contingent of Miami fans in New York City. I feel like that city has a lot of fans of a lot of different teams.
But all right.
There's a big connection between South Florida and New York.
Yeah, so you have
Okay. You're just talking about like New Yorkers like moving in.
yeah, so you have the U in New York, and plus you have Rutgers, which has like a direct line to New York City.
Okay.
So it's like it's a really good bowl matchup in terms of like drawing viewership.
I'm in a Miami fan chat because I'm also a Miami pro sports fan, and they were like confused and kind of pissed about the matchup just because Rutgers is Rutgers. It's going to be hard for them to get away from being Rutgers. They have to have like a big season for them to get off the Rutgers being Rutgers name. So
How the hell did they get into the Big Ten?
location, for sure.
Like I looked at the record and I'm like, at their past record, I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten.
No,
They're to collect their ass flipping and get a check.
yeah, but they made a bowl game, so shout out to them.
Can y'all be nice to my backup school?
I mean, they were your backup school for a reason. We should treat backup schools like they are.
No, I like Rutgers. I like Arizona State.
I think everyone likes Arizona State.
Oh, speaking of, let's sidetrack here. Speaking of Arizona State, I can't wait for that. Oh my god! And just to clarify, if you think I'm going to Arizona State for football, you are sadly mistaken.
Oh, come on, RBJ. They have one of the most they are the Harvard of the West.
Oh,
They have one of the most respected football programs in the state of Arizona.
Oh, I'm talking a different type of ball, sir.
They're premier academic institution, guys. No, it's going to be fun.
Oh, they got brains.
Jeez. They're pretty similar to us in a lot of ways. They have a huge student body, known in other magazines. I remember when I was in school, there were like magazine rankings for like partying. I think UCF always did pretty well in that category. Not in the academic lists, but the party lists, we were pretty high up there. And obviously Arizona State is pretty much known for that. So that's going to be a dangerous matchup.
So all right. So that's the away game I'm going. Got it.
Yeah. If there's one to go.
Okay, let's talk about that too. Which away games are you guys excited for? Like, I think, okay, Arizona State for sure, guaranteed. That's a given. The next one that
Iowa State.
The one I'm in a top for me, it's not Iowa State. The one I'm in a toss up for is TCU and what else? No, we don't play Colorado next. We play Colorado at home next year, right?
Yeah, we ain't got the cabin anymore. So
okay. So yeah, my two road. So I'm gonna go to 3 road games next year. TCU, Arizona State, and Florida.
Yeah, the Florida game's a given. That is the one I'm going to.
Easy drive.
Yeah, easy. Very easy.
Yeah, that Florida game's going to be a freaking movie. We've been talking about this. We played them in the bowl game. You know, we caught them.
This game ever since it got scheduled. Like,
well, they had every excuse in the book when we beat them in the bowl game. So you can't really have excuses when it's the middle of the season. It's literally put up or shut up. I want to go to Morgantown because I'm old. I'm turning 32. Appalachia is beautiful. My wife and I, we've been discussing that at length. I'm trying to see Appalachia. I've never really been out there, like truly in like the West Virginia area. So yes, definitely trying to go to Morgantown for sure.
I know I was in one of the Oregon football spaces the other day, and we were like talking, and one of the Utah fans is like, "Hey Sam, you guys got Arizona State," and I reply, I'm like, "Well, I probably will. I don't know if I'm gonna go over there to that away game." And everybody in that space was like, "Sam, you guys got to go. You have to go to Arizona State. That is, you have to go to that game."
It's a party school, obviously. Is their tailgate set up strong? I have not done a single ounce of research on that.
Speaking of party schools,
their tailgate is set up is great.
Speaking
Sweet.
of
Good.
schools, I was looking forward to seeing Boarding Couches at Morgantown. So
I'm a dip, by the way.
Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
See you,
Stephen Leonard, Knights 247. Check out his portal tracker article. It's free. It's not backed behind a paywall. It is publicly free. Obviously, not a lot going on at this point, but we should see way more as the offseason picks up. Obviously, a lot of smoke around a certain player coming out of Coastal Carolina by the name of Grayson McCall. Has been floating around. We've been doing flight tracks. We've been doing Instagram follow tracks. It's definitely the offseason. At least it feels like it.
This is going to be the longest off season, I feel like.
Yeah. It's gonna feel longer than the others because there's so many games we're looking forward to.
That's part of why it's almost not saying it's mandatory, but it's part of why it's kind of important if you're a diehard like we are to either watch the bowl game or go to the bowl game, like really take it in, because we're not going to see football until August. So, and then, we'll get an exhibition game in April for the spring game where we can all go to, but I mean, it's a pretty big gap between the bowl game and the next football game. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that I think this off season is going to feel like that off season between the 2020 season, the 2021 season, when we were officially back to tailgate. Everyone was man, everyone was just itching to come back.
We were fiending, bro.
Dude, that Boise tailgate was that was something else.
It was a move. It was my first ever tailgate too. First time
I blacked out by noon. I was gone.
Everybody was fucked up.
yeah, there was definitely a lot of energy around that game for as reasons stated just now about the delay. I mean, I didn't go to a single game in 2020 because, why go to a game if you have to be far away from people? To me, the experience of the bounce house is being near everybody.
I had to get my fix in. I went to a couple in 2020. I just had to get my fix in.
How was that? I feel like you're like a case study, almost like a lab rat. You were there.
Seeing our fourth quarter team collapse on the Tulsa in the cold rain wasn't fun. I just wanted to leave. I went to the Tulsa game, and I forgot the other game I went to. I went to a total of 2 games, but it wasn't fun. It was
Cincinnati at home too, bro.
Oh yeah, that yeah. I remember we would pregame at pub, RIP pub. We were all pregame hard at pub, and then just go to the game drunk. But it really wasn't. It wasn't anything special, honestly. It was. I was just itching for a full bounce house again.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
I just feel like if it wasn't raining, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for what the Boise State game gave to me because that was my first UCF game in person. But dude, imagine if it didn't rain. That stadium was going to be packed to the brim, dog.
I had a headache at 1:30 in the morning watching that game because of all the drinking. After that game was over, I said, I'm like, hooray, we won. I'm gonna celebrate in the morning. I'm dead tired.
Man, that game was special. Gus's first game. There's a million things you can list on why that game will live forever. Just want to give a quick shout out. Men's basketball is up big right now with 5 minutes left. We're up by around 30. So
hell yeah, boys.
77-45. So almost 32 points. I mean, that's pretty special. With a big game against Ole Miss coming up Sunday. Good test SEC opponent in the Edition Financial Arena. Hopefully we get a good crowd from what I see on these websites. Looks like there's not a lot of tickets available for purchase right now. So hopefully we get packed the house. It's a good test, like we said. January 10th, the announcement came out. I don't know if y'all saw this, but the men's basketball game against Kansas at home is officially sold out. Now, what do y'all think?
Thank Kansas fans for your payment.
I guess you answered it. I was going to say, do you think UCF
be real. Let's be real. I'm not trying to sound like a mess. Trying to sound like a Debbie Downer. The arena's gonna be red and blue, dog.
So you have no faith in the fact that Night Nation saw the schedule and said, "Let's all go to one game."
Dog. Let's be honest here.
You're probably not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like,
And it sucks.
It's Big 12 basketball.
I don't want this to be true. I don't want this to be true. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, dude, like nobody's like excited for UCF basketball, man. Like it's
just a ton of roster turnover.
And everyone knows like this is Big 12 basketball that we're going to be playing in, and historically we haven't exactly been the best at basketball, especially last season. Besides that, March Madness run in 2019. But a lot of people just know what's about to happen, but hopefully a lot of people come out.
Yeah, I just hope like I said, like everyone saw the schedule, saw that this game was on the schedule and circled it and made plans to go. But yeah, I think it's a lot of people being like, hey, they got, they've been around for much longer. They got older fans that have families. We're in Orlando. They're one of the top programs in basketball history. And they're like, oh, we can go make a trip to Orlando and go to this game for a good price because our individual game prices are not breaking the bank like other schools are. So, yeah. I'm lucky. I paid season tickets. They called me. It was originally $99 for the season per ticket. They lowered it to $75 for the whole season. So per game, it's like, no, not bad at all. $4.50 per game. So my ticket, my entry fee for that game is $4.50. It's pretty good.
I'm asking for alumni because this is going to be me in the future because I graduate next semester. How much are season tickets for UCF football?
There's
$250, $2 something. I remember I just renewed. It was $2 something. Yeah,
$250 a year.
I believe
that's nothing. What the fuck?
No, they have payment plans, so you don't have to like.
That's nothing. All right, cool.
Yeah, it was when they called me in April or something like that, or in like June. They asked me when the guy told me the price. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, and he's like, you could always sell it if you're not going, and you can make some money back. So.
This year, I heard people had problems. I went to every game. People had problems trying to flip their tickets to get back what they paid at face value. So,
yeah,
kind of
this. Like, you only buy tickets to the team that you're most passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I went to almost every game. I believe the Villanova and the Houston game are the ones I did not go to. But yeah, no, I went to almost every game.
Yeah, the only teams I would like actually buy season tickets to, like, let's say if the Knights sucked, right? I'm buying season tickets to Orlando Magic games. Like, and then when the Knights become good again, I'm buying season tickets to Knights football.
God, imagine if you got your first season tickets in the 2015 season.
Oh God.
Honestly, that season's a blessing in disguise personally because I graduated in 2014, took a year off, moved to Miami. I didn't come to any games in 2015, didn't make any trips. 2016, I moved back to Orlando.
Yeah, brother, just buy Dolphins tickets, bro.
And then, I went to some Dolphins games that year. But I bought my season tickets when I came back to Orlando in 2016, like that summer. And there were a ton of seats available. I mean, when you go 0-12, that's typically what happens. You get kind of a lot of options, more options than normal. So
my best friend, he was at UCF and I'll never forget because he was telling me about it. He's like, hey, do you want to come to a game? And I'm like, maybe. I wasn't really big into college football back then or like invested into UCF back then. And he was like, yeah, no, we're going to this like game with a small school. It's gonna be an easy win. That game was Furman, by the way.
No way.
He came back and I'm like, oh no, how's UCF doing? He's like, we just lost to a small school. It's gonna be a long season.
Camden was in high school and had
this season definitely reminded me that, like, hey man, there's more to life than UCF football, dog.
Can you imagine UCF Twitter if during that 2015 run. If
Oh,
we
God.
ever win 0-12,
Oh God.
JP Gilbert will be having a field day.
Bro, speaking of JP, man, I love that dude. Like, I love his account. Even though like we have like, differing opinions most of the time. I respect him.
I will say the one thing that came good about this season out of anything, UCF Twitter became really hilarious. Like it was a lot fun. It was funnier this season.
Oh my God, the memes was
We were all just like, you know what? We suck. But
we
let's
suck.
just
Let's embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
and it just helped that other Big 12 teams were like, yes, you do suck, but that's okay because you'll get better. And I'm like, y'all are being too nice. Like, we would be getting grilled if we were still in the American.
It's nice to have actual
because-
fan bases on Twitter besides us too.
But that's because Sam, we were the big dog in the American, bro. This is
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? We were the big dog.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Karma, ECU finishing 2-10. Damn. Guess no playbooks to steal.
I never hated them until last year. Like last year happened.
When they ruined our college game day opportunity, I was like, I will forever hate you
That
guys.
and their Twitter fan base was just like they were celebrating like they won the Super Bowl. Like it was just.
And they were like, no, we didn't steal your playbook. Dude, you beat us by 20, and yet the next week we.
Hey, you didn't hear this from me.
Okay.
But you know how we had an ECU transfer last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically said that. Yeah, it's true.
Oh no, I knew it because I said at first I'm like, okay, we're blowing smoke, whatever. But come on, you can't go get beaten by ECU by 20,
Because
and
I
then
saw the
next.
play. I saw JRP's first interception. Bro, the safety knew what the play was before he was even snapped. Like he was playing man coverage, and then he just ran off his man and just picked off the like what?
Dude, like after, yeah, no. The fact that we beat Cincinnati the next week, a top 20 or top, what was it? They were like, yeah, 19
Bro,
at the
I
time.
thought that L was gonna break us. Like I thought that L was gonna break us. Like for real.
No, that L sucked though, because we could have had the most legendary tailgate in UCF history
It would have been
for
better
that
than
college game
2018.
day.
It would
It
have
would
been
have been
better than
100. I mean, granted, it was still a good tailgate. That was honestly a really fun tailgate, but dude, the fact that college game day I would have made it so much better.
And here's the thing, right? It would have been a 7 p.m. kickoff instead of a 3:30 kickoff.
Oh yeah. Like it's
Like, bro, it was going to be prime time on ABC. Like oh my God, it was going to be nationally televised. I mean, it was nationally televised, but it was going to be on prime time on ABC instead of ESPN1. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, it is what it is. We'll get college game day back. I was actually kind of disappointed that Baylor sucked this year because before the season started, I looked at all the games that were going to be played during Baylor's week, during UCF versus Baylor. If Baylor would have been good and we would have been, 4-0, that would have been a college game day.
you want to know something?
Yeah.
I bet you, because like ESPN since we're like sponsored, our university is like sponsored by Disney, and like ESPN fucking loves UCF for some odd fucking reason. Like, it's actually kind of weird, but I take it.
Bring us to the SEC.
But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, imagine if we were a ranked team going into the space game next year, dog.
I feel bad for whatever ranked team we're playing in the space game. You're sorry, you're dead. Say goodbye to that ranking. It's gone.
You're facing the Citronauts right now, buddy. Like this is.
God, that game was
Get ready to learn Citronaut.
That game was beautiful. Everyone,
Get ready to learn Citronaut, buddy.
It was pouring. Everyone was having a good time, but
Oh
everyone
my
at the
God,
same
that
time was
game.
like, everyone was like, "Yo, we're not gonna celebrate too early though until that clock hits 5 minutes."
Dude, I was still nervous going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh god, like when JRP accidentally threw that interception, or I think it was that fumble.
No,
It was a fumble.
he got strip fumbled. He got strip sacked.
Oh, it was a fumble. I'm like, it begins. Here we go.
Like, here we go. Here we go.
But then we recovered it
And
back.
then
I'm like,
literally got
oh,
an interception in like 3 plays later. And I was like, we're so back.
that was a really fun. That game felt good.
And also, man, you were at that game, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
I was
And,
being
like,
pushed by 100 people in the
dude,
gate.
what's your thoughts on like the whole like video boards around the stadium? Like, cause like I love it. Cause like I was
I didn't
looking
mind it,
into the
honestly.
stadium and I
I
was
didn't mind
like,
it.
you know what, man? Cause like the thing about me, I'm all about presentation. You know, presentation is very important to me. And I was looking into this bounce house and I was just like, this is the first time I saw the bounce house and I was like, this looks like a Power 5 level stadium.
The lights, listen, the lights, the whole vibe, like, if, again, outside of that college game day game, the Oklahoma State game had to be peak. It had to be peak. The bounce house looked good. It sounded great. I don't care what Big Game Boomer says about not ranking us, like, as
I don't
ranking us as
give
the
two
worst student
shits what
section.
that guy
Get out of
thinks.
here. Get
I
out
don't
of
give 2
here.
shits what that guy thinks anymore, dog. Like,
Yeah, his opinion is lost tons of credibility throughout the year.
y'all also just don't know what he's actually like as a person. So
Right, that too. Behind closed doors, yeah. So I mean, yeah, all that just ranking stuff. It's obviously for clicks. Like everyone's trying to get a rise out of
who would
somebody
have
for.
thought? Who would have thought a guy with like more than like 50,000 followers is a raging narcissist? Oh my god, what a surprise!
He couldn't get, yeah, he's still mad he couldn't get, like, stadium, like, at reporter access.
He's mad. He's still mad that he can't get like official media credentials. Like, you know, I'm spilling way too much right now.
Yeah, those Coronas are hitting. We've hit about an hour. I think.
Bro, this is like my 4th one.
Shout out to you for finishing finals, man. Congratulations. Tonight was really fun. You know, stay refreshing your app. Hopefully we get some good news about the portal sometime in the next few days. You know, apparently reports about an in-home visit. You know, reports about in-home visit. Usually that's, you know, when you're in portal season, in-home visit. Hopefully we get some commitments. Big one, obviously a quarterback needs to come through. But yeah, no, tonight was fun, y'all. Sam, man, thanks for joining. It's your first time.
Yeah, no worry. Yeah, it is my first time speaking. I've always like joined here and there and listened.
Also, man, shout out to my dog Sam. Sam, you deserve more followers, dog. I'm gonna just be straight up honest. Your account's hilarious.
Hey, I just do it for y'all to like have a good laugh. Try to calm that damn tension around Twitter sometimes.
Speaking of that, bro, live tweeting through UCF school actually helped with the losses. Because it was just,
shout out to you, dude. Like, UCF school is back. It's been a while.
Yeah,
like,
we've been hurting.
Bro, that tweet. So I had like 2 tweets like during the FSU thing. I had 2 tweets that like banged, and I was like, oh. Because like I would just like tweet something through school, right? And then I would just like put it on DND, and then I would just check it after class. And then I'm like, bang, 600 likes, 700 likes, 800 likes. And I'm like, oh.
Sam, what's your kill-death ratio at now?
My what?
Your KD ratio.
No idea.
Because you're talking about how he killed Armored Up Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, we referenced that earlier. I brought the tweet up. It's in the
God.
space. Yeah, I put it at the top. Yeah, it was definitely, I'm just going to be on the record and say it was a bad look to have him dissing fellow fans for cracking jokes and then to double down on it. It's just like, come on, man.
He
like,
doubled down, and I just said, I'm like, you know what? I stand on business. Boom. I for that, I just donate even more to the kingdom. The kid,
Dog,
the money for the
bro. It's a joke. Like, it's Twitter. It's Twitter. This is what we do.
Like, yeah, no, like, dude, like, shut
RBJ, it's
up,
now
like,
X, to be politically correct.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, here's the thing, Manny. Here's the thing, Manny. His mama called him Twitter, so I'm going to call him Twitter.
Yeah. It's his government name. It's Twitter.
His mama called him Twitter, so I'm gonna call him Twitter. Dumbass. No, I'm joking.
But what is funny is I did the same thing RBJ did with the tweet. Like I sent the tweet, I sent the video, whatever, and I went on lunch. I'm like, all right, let me go back. And then I came back and I just see all these comments. I'm like, God damn.
I had a tweet that kind of banged recently, but unfortunately it was about the green team. The fake title versus a fake stadium.
Oh man, I just speaking of get off. I just want to get my thoughts on that, dog. Listen, them dissing our stadium when they release their renderings is just little brother syndrome personified. Like that, dude. It's your big day, and the first thing that comes to mind is us.
Get ready to learn bounce. We're gonna make that place bounce.
And
I know.
also, this is my first time speaking on it because, I genuinely don't give a fuck what they got going on there anymore. Like, me personally, this is speaking for myself. I generally don't give two shits what they got going on anymore because they are not our problem anymore. So, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm the same way as RBJ. So I don't even know what.
Yeah,
actually
I have
happened.
no clue what they got going on, bro. Like, I don't care. So I just find it hilarious how all these years they made fun of our stadium being a steel structure, like aluminum foil thing, only for them to turn around, release renderings, and look what type of structure they have for their stadium.
So that's it? That's what they're fucking us about?
Apparently that side is not done. Apparently. It's not done.
It's just stupid because it doesn't exist. It's still a fake stadium. They're like, oh yeah, look at the renderings. We're back. It's like you haven't even broken ground, dude. Like it's all talk right now.
2027, then it's gonna be 2028, then it's gonna be 2029.
Yep, just like GTA 6. But GTA 6 is actually worth the wait, unlike their shitty stadium.
It is. I will be getting a PS. I was on the fence of getting a PS5. That seals the deal.
It's sold. That's sold. Yeah, dude, Sam, you need to get a PS5. Like,
I think I'm more hyped for NCAA, to be honest.
Me too.
Me
too.
That game is gonna have me in a chokehold, dog.
Did you see the stuff that Matt Brown put out for that? They're gonna have all our helmets and all our uniforms and shit in it.
Yeah. Wow. I've been so I actively stalk YouTube for new updates because that's how sick I am about this game. So yeah.
I can't wait to put all gold on our uniforms.
Oh my god.
AJM, you're awfully quiet. It's because Johnny's having a good season.
It's because my therapist suggested that I stay off of space nights.
You and I, your therapist and I need to talk.
Yeah, Steven and PJ really get me all fired up. So just trying to control myself.
I mean, that's our job. That's what we do. That's why we do this. We want you to be fired up and passionate.
No, I'm doing good. Haven't been on here in a while. So you guys been good?
Yeah, man. Great to hear your voice. Yeah, we're talking about how Johnny's team was balling out tonight. I hope you're not disappointed in that.
I want to hope that this is it. Like, this is going to be the year that he breaks through. But I feel like it's the same thing as the last few years.
Sam.
What's good?
USF Twitter's beefing with Oklahoma State. What?
Oh, that's right. Because the thing I love about our new Big 12 teams and buddies, they defend us.
Bro, if you mess with we will grill each other right inside the conference, but as soon as somebody else grills us outside of the conference, it's just you mess with one of us.
I've literally been told that by a couple accounts on Twitter about from the Big 12. They're like, yeah, we grill each other, but if some other school starts grilling, it's hands off.
It's gonna be even worse because they're a G5 school, so everyone's just gonna say fuck you. We're going after your dumbasses.
Yeah,
just let Oklahoma State. Tell Oklahoma State. Let us get the last blow though.
Wait till the Texas Tech guys find them.
I will say Golish is their best coach they've had in a while. He's definitely a good fit there, but yeah, they go to one bowl game and all of a sudden now they're big dogs. Please, bro. We've gone to 8 straight. Relax.
That's why I was open to beating their ass one more time in a bowl game just so they can learn their fucking place. But it is what it is.
Just to keep the trophy case at 0.
Oh yeah, that's right. They never touched that trophy ever.
They got bowl wins. They just never won a conference. So.
Oh, they do have bowl wins?
Yeah, they do.
Is the
Man,
most
it's been that
disrespectful?
long.
They got that butt cheeks trophy. Remember?
It's been that long. What bowls do they have?
Literally, their last bowl was the Birmingham Bowl in 2017.
I know they won it that year. Yeah, I think they won the following as well. But yeah,
2018 was their last bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was 2018. Yeah, so again, they're on a long drought. Jeff Scott won like 0 FBS games, I think. That's crazy. How can you coach for, was it 3 years? Bro, they were ass. But
all my homies love Jeff Scott. Extend Jeff Scott.
Yeah, they messed up. They should have kept him forever. They were missing out on a good thing. But tonight was fun, and we had everybody in the house. This is cool. We should definitely have more community-oriented space nights. I did have some messages out to a commit who's pretty active on Twitter, plays defense. He said he was probably going to be busy tonight. He's going to see if he can stop in, but we're going to try to get him back in soon. We love, we'll just say it, DJ McCormick Jr.
Absolute dog, by the way. Watch the
yes. Dude averaged 9.5 tackles per game.
Bro, also, I was like, wait a minute. This dude's tall as hell.
I mean, everyone's tall to RBJ.
Oh, no. Not catching strays at the end of space nights,
come
bro.
On, no. RBJ was going undefeated. He was not catching any strays.
Mike with the low blow. Stop the damn.
Go get your free food, get your free drinks.
Austin, you gonna blow your candles out?
I don't anticipate a cake being there. I'm not really a cake guy. I actually realized the other day that it's kind of nasty to eat birthday cake.
Speak your truth right now. Say cookies are better than cake right now.
Ooh, I'm taking brownies over both.
Oh my God!
You know ball. You know ball. You know ball.
Just chose chaos.
Yeah, I went off script. Went with the brownies. Yeah, you got to go brownies.
Maybe I should drink Corona these nights every night.
Yeah, no, you were fun tonight, RBJ. And Steven, we appreciated him, and he's been super busy, obviously, keeping tabs on what's happening in the portal, keeping his connections strong. We appreciate his coverage of UCF through Nights 247.
Grayson McCall, baby!
Yeah, hopefully this time next week we'll be celebrating Grayson McCall. That's going to be fun.
Bro, that commitment video is going to hit like crack.
Those generational lies are going to hit.
That press conference
is going to hit like crack, bro.
That's going to be epic. But Mike, Sam, Manny, AJM, we had Jason Clary in here, Gregg. Tonight was really fun. And my wife was listening the whole time. Shout out to her. She was beautiful. So that was really fun.
I had a blast.
But yeah, we need to get you all back in here next week. This was a fun conversation. We're going to sign out, though, for tonight. RBJ, congrats on your finals.
Congrats, man.
Congrats.
And go Knights.
Charge on.